the man will not even go near his wife, right? Because the charm that is meant to make sure that his hard work yields fruit would be neutralized if he spends time with a woman prior to going to the farm or going out fishing. Those are some of the things I heard. But what do you know from around here? What they within this area.
Well, the terms people use differ, right? There are terms of protection.
Yes.
Okay, there are terms for favor. Okay, I'm a farmer. I mean, what do I do to ensure my crops are going to produce? There are charms for that. There are charms for favor, charms for wealth. Am I a trader? What will attract people to my store?
To my store.
Yeah, these things exist. Okay, for example, now when the Korean man builds a house, right? Right, he has something that is put at the entrance of his house.
Okay.
Yes, it's called okike.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's to prevent evil eyes
from looking at the
from coming into his premises, right? Now, when you walk in,
is it okike?
Yes,
I've heard there's a line I heard chiku okike. Is that
chokike?
Is that
chokike? Yes, chokike.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Now, on the right side, where does the sun rise from?
East and west.
Okay, so
rise from east and set in the west.
On the right side of the house, right? There's an ironwood that is planted there. Right?
What's an iron?
Yeah, it's also a form of protection too.
Okay.
Right. Then in the middle of the compound, right, that's where Ali is situated. Right. So these are all for protection. Now, so what do you ask now? Do these things work? Why do we do these things? The point is, whether it works or not is irrelevant.
Okay.
Our great-grandfathers did it, and it worked for them. Why do we stop it? I'll ask a question, and please, I go to church. I'm a Christian. I can call them of my church. I go to church. Now, when we pray in the morning for favor as we go for that job interview, do we always get the job?
No,
we don't always get the job.
Not all the time. If
when we pray for journey mercies, do we always go and come out without an accident? Sometimes we are involved in an accident.
Yeah.
And next thing will be, we don't know the will of God. Or at least you did not die.
But you had an accident.
Does that mean people should stop praying? So the point now is this, right? We have always believed these things. It has always worked for people. So why do I stop it? For some of us, a lot of these things are done when we are kids. A lot of so okay, the things that we swallowed as 2, 3, 4-year-olds, where do we vomit them? They're there. Some of us have cuttings on our skins.
Yeah, there's some scarification.
Yes, protection cuttings that they cut us and put some things inside, and you see the mark. So these are things that have happened over time. It's our African religion. It's our Ikwere religion. It's our Nembe religion. It's our Ijo religion. It's our Ogoni religion. Let me say something. When the queen was buried, did you see the part about the ram?
That's Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The ram was for what? If I bury my Yenweli and I bring a ram, they will say they don't start again. No, they will say they don't start. What was that ram? They gave it a fancy name.
Fancy name, yeah. And it was decorated, by the way.
Yes. So what was the idea of that ram? What do you think they did to the ram when the cameras went off? So the point now is this: you can westernize all you want, right? But there are things that we have always believed in, right? And people will still believe in those things, right? Now, when you say, does it work? Quite relevant.
But it works. The efficacy of the issue. The issue now is its symbolism.
Yes, it is. Now, back in those days, on the streets of Port Harcourt, back in those days, when the gangs were really flourishing in the mid-80s, late 80s, early 90s, there's what they call blow drop.
Oh, yeah.
Blow drop.
Yeah. Well,
yes,
I was thinking of the primary school. Yeah.
That guy tied blow drop for hand. When you get a punch with that right hand,
and
you drop.
Oh, there was also the other one of when you blow the best to eat grass.
Otakara.
Wow.
Otakara. When they punch you start eating grass.
Yes.
So now, did it work?
Did you ever see? I can't remember.
Did it work? Why was the person eating grass? There were popular names in Port Harcourt gang law at that time. Now that guy, he tied blow drop on hand, no near him. So the thing, we have done these things over and over again. So why would all of a sudden become good or bad? It's perspective. It's perspective.
I agree with you, perspective, because I remember first time I heard of the blow and the person tried to eat grass. I think at primary school, and then it was at GSS Elekaya, and the story was this boy had been bullied for weeks on end, and then he went, met his, I think was his grandmother or his grandfather, for the holidays, and they came back and they gave something, and so he dared anybody who used to beat him, that if anybody touches him, they will see something. And that day, as I was walking past, there was a lot of noise around. Just like I was up with say, get one boy away. As they won't beat him, he slap him. The other boy begin chop grass, and everybody was watching.
You don't go tie your tackle.
I did not see it. let me say this, all right? But once again, this was just like those of you know what Lekaya house is. You know what I'm talking about. I saw them all around. Did I see the boy eat grass? No. But it was a very popular thing.
But the people that saw told you.
They told me. And so the idea was, a lot of people were now, it dissuaded, I must be very honest with you, Chana, it dissuaded a lot of people from bullying and fighting in that school. Because the fear was, not the one you go fight, they slap you, you begin chop grass.
You be a legend.
We're going on a break. When we come back, Chana and I are going to open the phone lines and the message portals. We're going to talk about charms. Want to hear from you. What charms do you use? If you still use them, whether you are Christian, Muslim, because we've given the definition of a charm. Do you agree with the usage? We'll come back and find out. When I win this, wore costumes for protection from numerous and varied dangerous forces. The Tuareg peoples enclosed their charms in intricate leather and metal designs. The same thing can be said about the Yoruba and even the Edo cultures. Charms have been used for a millennia on the African continent. And these days, they are seen as bad, demonized even. So why is there a selective view of charms in Nigeria when some of you right now are wearing, in quote, designer charms, designer bracelets, designer necklaces, and you are so proud of them? Some of you, religious as you are, have your prayer beads custom made in even some expensive metal. Yes, I've seen the prayer beads from certain Muslim friends of mine that are worth almost 10 or 15,000 naira. The same thing can be said for the Catholic rosary or the crucifix that some of you adorn your buildings and your offices with. Elaborate designs, all in a bid to show how proud you are of that belief that you hold dear. So, how different is that from Jude, who probably has one Ayamatanga somewhere on his roof? Has he committed a crime? When he comes out in the morning to greet the gods and say, "Thank you, I'm about to go out," how different is he from you who probably said your prayers under your breath in your bedroom? You did it in secret. I did it openly so that nobody can accuse me of, in quotes, speaking evil to or of them. My name is Jude, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your conversation station.
Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
And now, hello, Port Harcourt, with you on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, so let's talk. I'm once again very pleased to have China Achero, our local Dibia here. Man about man for, of, in, and by the people. Anything concerning River State, you probably want to sit down with him over Isiewu. Or if you like alligator, he also knows somebody. He has a plug for anything exotic in this area. China is the man, and he's our man in the studio. China, good morning to you.
Good morning again.
All right, now, when we're off the mic, there was a very interesting story you shared with me. I would like for you to share with everybody as we open the phone lines. It has to do with these charms that we're talking about.
Yes, a friend of mine told me about a fight they had in secondary school, right? These secondary school fights. And that was in the 90s. If you just had this shield fight, so it was fully proved it wouldn't get lost. During that fight, the lad broke a bottle about stabbed. So in fear, falling back, got stabbing his chest, and it hit the pocket where the buckle was, right? And he made that sound, and it broke off. So the split everybody stopped moving. It was like the knife bounced off this guy. Yes. This guy don't do it. The next military they are going to say running. He now said, "You want to move because they felt he had the fight self." Chase them in the school, receiving heroes come, like, our hero, that kind of thing. So by evening, the boys from that school had been their numbers to his house. So the guy, show us the way. Waiting happened. So he said, "No, my grandfather did it for me." Of course, only he knew the secret. So that was just, something that happened to him, and he took advantage of it.
And so that's how that myth about that charm was probably propagated.
Yes.
And so a lot of people were looking. And if we're honest, back in the 90s, there were a lot of people who were trying to look for charms. There's a very popular one. I think some people claim they use it, that when you shoot them, it will bounce.
When I was in the university, right, there was this brutal war between the Ogonis and Andonis. That was in the early 90s. I was in university at that time. And I had schoolmates who will leave school weekends, Fridays, to go and fight.
Wow.
Yes, and come back on Monday.
And be in class with you.
And they will tell us stories about what they encountered in the fight. I mean, if you live in Port Harcourt in the 90s, you remember the Ogoni and Andoni War. And there was one of them in particular, I'm not mentioning his name, he will take off his shirt and show us curtains, This is what our chief priest did to protect us from knife and bullets. I told a lot of gory things they used to do. He came out alive. So those charms worked for him. Some people may have even died in the war front. It doesn't stop the fact that they are charms themselves. So the charm, there are loads of charms. There are loads of charms that people use.
All right, Zion is on the line. Let's get to hear from Zion. Zion, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Good morning to you, and thank you for this discourse. I'm a born-again Christian, blood-washed.
Wow.
But I still respect the ways of our fathers. The church is our problem. You see the church is our problem, not Christianity. We are Christians even before the church came. The essence of the church is to come and steal from us, lie to us, and cause us harm. Before the church came, do we lock our doors to sleep? A woman that is selling granite, everybody knows that granite is 1 naira. She put the granite in front of her house, she goes to farm, even go to market. Anybody that comes, buy the granite, put the 1 naira under the tray so that the money don't fly away. Not that they don't steal the money. Let the money don't fly away through breeze or whatever. But to look at it, what is the outcome? We now put fences in our house, electric fence, security camera, dogs, and everything. And yet, the church is there. But in the days of our father, do we need it? You kidnap somebody, they'll go answer you. They just go somewhere, talk 1 or 2 things, these will visit you wherever you are. I know that where the Yahoo boys are arrested with these recently.
Oh,
that's about 2 weeks ago.
Where?
They arrested them with bees.
Where? What's
Yahoo boys.
Where in Port Harcourt, yeah?
No. Somewhere in the area now. Those sites, those areas.
Wow, my ear.
The truth is this. Your area.
It's okay. Don't worry.
The truth is this. We must learn to appreciate the ways of our fathers. There is nothing wrong with them. You carry olive oil or goya oil, is it not so?
Okay.
And they carry alcohol. Is it not the same thing?
Well,
as I anoint this ground, I anoint you with this. I carry the alcohol, they call God Almighty. I've woken up, I and my family, we say thank you. Whatever we want to eat to, the boss of the land, drink, the creator of the heaven and earth, take your own, take our so were they killing up and down? Was they stealing up and down? Were they lying? Look at people lying.
Zara, let me ask you.
So people, look at it.
Zara, let me ask you before we take another call and read message. Let me ask you. So where you work now, if you come to the office tomorrow and one of your colleagues, right, comes and then puts one small wooden something with red cloth and blue cloth, at his door. I'm just telling you, what do you think your response and the response of your other colleagues would be? I'm just asking.
Sometimes 2 years ago, something like this happened. Though not inside the office, but at the entrance.
At the entrance.
But that was very wrong. Everybody is wrong.
Okay,
Take that into your seat. Take it to your desk. You're putting it at the entrance. It's our problem. It's my problem.
Okay, what if he's at his own office? He's the door to his own office. What if he places it there?
That is what he believes. That is what he practices on.
Okay.
By the grace of God, where I work, you can't see those things now.
Oh, wait. Why would you say by the grace of God you don't see those things, but you are saying people should do them?
No, when I mean this, you can't come and expect them, tie them here now. What about you are going to move you to the next department?
You carry it. You carry the automobile.
But you are putting an oracle there. You are putting a foundation there.
What's wrong with the foundation?
Yeah.
Okay. Child, I don't know about you, but that sounds a little bit contradictory. Because on one hand, he's saying, "Oh, we've forgotten the ways of the ancestors." Like we alluded to, people carry their charms with them everywhere. People carry their prayer beads with them everywhere. In some, I've seen in some offices where people even put, emblems and pictures, certain memorabilia, of their religion where they go. So why can't, Okon carry, whatever it is to his office?
You can, if you won't affect the sensitivity of the next person.
But that's
I don't expect you spilling blood in your office.
Fair enough.
I don't expect you cutting the heads of dead lizards or hanging it. Whatever that is, I don't. But if I can place a Bible on my desk, or I can hang a crucifix on my wall,
or a Quran.
Yes. So the other things I can have in my office. Let me shock you. You have no idea what's in my office.
I really don't.
You have no idea what's in my office. But there are stuff in that office that are there for my protection.
There you go.
In the same office you come to every day.
There you go.
You may not see it, but there are stuff there, which I put there after I started working here. Yeah, and they come from generations past, my family. So, again, does it work? It's your business. I have it.
There you go. China has it. 08179230002, 08179230007, 08179230002, 08179230007. Join us on social media, Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. That's where you find us every single day. That's where you get all the latest and the greatest conversations from this area at Nigeria Info PH. We're talking about charms this morning, and I'm not alone. I have China Ekweman joining me this morning on this very interesting conversation. The use of charms is where we are right now. Sophia is on the line. Sophia is speaking to us from my one Diobu, Port Harcourt. Hello, Sophia. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I want to contribute on the topic of discussion.
Yes, please.
Okay, for we as a Muslims, associating God with somebody or charm, as you said, is the biggest sin committing Islam.
Okay.
Allah can forgive any other thing, but apart from that one. So, because still people do that. You know, there are imams who say malams. There are those that are real malams, and there are other malams that go astray by committing sins for people.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
I can remember this. One of our Islamic teachers back in Kaduna. He told us how some malams are going astray. They are using stars for people to understand, to commit charm for them. There are some that even writing, they will do it in some, they call it liar in Hausa.
Okay.
They will this like for people or wristwatch like handbags for children. They're using it for protection, but all these are nothing. They cannot protect somebody because there are so many verses in the Holy Quran for we the Muslim believers that can protect somebody. We do have morning azkars and evening azkars. We have different verses in the Holy Quran. Even chapter 2, there are several verses. Whatever, Aman Rasul. There are so many of them that can protect people. So even children, even those that can say something about your children and maybe the children can be sick or any other thing.
Yeah.
There are several prayers that are always every morning you give 7 times. I rub on the children's face and their bodies. They can protect it. So there are several.
But Sophia.
That's what we the Muslims.
Okay, but
apart from this one.
But that's for the Muslims. But what about those who are still practicing their traditions from generations? You just made mention of some people, some malams who will write things. I've heard of that before. Are you saying that what they're doing is not traditional or is not good enough?
You know, whatever you believe, you may think it's working. You understand whatever you believe. If you believe you are sick, like our father is telling us, whenever if you are sick, do something that is more than the sick. You will not be sick again. You understand? It's just about belief.
The belief.
If you believe that something is working for you, if you believe that if you start on the door around Maghrib and jinn can touch you, understand? And you feel maybe it can touch you. So it's all about belief, but all those things will not work. But you know what? There is even verse in the Holy Quran that whatever happens to you is already destined. If you think you pray and Allah did not protect you and something bad happens to you, understand it's part of your destiny. So we do have that belief.
Okay.
Understand? We do have that belief. Whatever happens to you, if you pray and something bad happens, it means it is destiny and that thing must happen to you.
All right, Sophia, thank you very much. It's always good to get to hear varying views like that. Robinson, from Anthony Robinson, please, if you can, do return the call. All right, David Sam says, church is not a problem. It depends on what you believe. Read the Bible and compare with our father's practice, and you can really tell the difference. Yes, I agree that some people have diluted the practice of God, but God in Christianity is still the best. David Sam, all right, thank you very much. Escobar says, almost everyone in Africa believes in the supernatural, but nobody has ever seen it in life. That is if we are sincere. Jude, with all due respect, I think your guest has watched too many Hollywood movies. In the next 50 years, things about charm, juju, ghosts, demons, etc. would be totally wiped out and forgotten. I don't believe in the existence or effectiveness of charms or juju because I believe in science. I also challenge your guest to show us anywhere in Rivers State that the charms of juju have effect. I'm ready to bet science is the key. Escobar. Okonkwo is speaking to us from Rumukuta. Okonkwo, good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, Brother Jude.
Good morning.
Happy New Tuesday from the Almighty God.
I wish you the same. China is here as well. Good morning to you.
Thank you. Brother Jude, people always talk of charms, and that charms have power. Why is it that if charms have power, why is it that the charms cannot stop the night from taking place? If charms have power, why is it that they cannot stop day from breaking every morning? Why is it that they cannot stop the rain from not to fall?
Well, you have those rainmakers who claim that they have charms that stop rain.
Then why is it that they cannot stop the sun from coming out every morning?
I have a good point.
I don't know. Why is it that the charms cannot create another coconut tree or produce another palm tree? Why is it that the power of their charm cannot create a different type of grasses?
What's his point?
So it's just nonsense. We have only the Almighty God and His Almighty power.
So okay, all right. So Okonkwo, thank you very much. Yeah, I agree. You know that belief and that notion. Okay, charms do, but the question is, that's not what charms were originally meant for. They're meant for, like we agreed, like we read from the definition, to protect, basically. The stories that you and I shared about those who fought in secondary schools, they're basically in a bid to protect and give people a sense of, invulnerability. The person whose shirt will be hanging in the air when you want to fight, or you blow the blow drop here. Yeah, they're all for protection.
Charms are not to stop the sun from shining or stop the moon or to create another coconut tree. That's magic. If that's magic, that's not what charms are all about, right? So, and when people keep talking about we rather believe in God, we all believe in God.
JJ is speaking to us from Port Harcourt town. JJ, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And good morning to great China, Ashero.
JJ, good morning.
I say great because I listened to you last week and I tried, but because everything you said last week was so cool for me as far as I'm concerned. I was among those that did masquerade in my village at the time. So, fast forward to this week. If you don't know sham to walk, that means you don't even know anything. You see, shams are not to challenge God. Oh, why could we sham? Ask a son to say. Have your pastors also asked to say without that? Apart from when they told us in the Bible that somebody asked the son to stay still and all those stuff. I don't know. So for me, it's natural. Shams are natural thing. I've seen where somebody will have a sham, have a ring, and if he has anything poisonous in the food he wants to touch, that plate will just go on explosion.
Really?
Right? You also see some. They just touch the vehicle, and they know that this vehicle will have accident with their sham, and they will just come down, and the next thing you hear, different story. So, as far as I'm concerned, there are several shams. People should try and get close to their villages. Not just Nollywood thing, not all those Nollywood things. I tell you a very short story. Somebody came to the village and was like, before he came, don't make sure you cover your drink. Make sure you walk with your drink. Make sure you did this, you did that. So he obeyed all the instructions they gave to him. And before you could say Jack, somebody said, let us show him something. Before he raised his drink again, he saw cockroaches inside the bottle. A drink you'll be protecting and all those. So when
Hello? Well, listen to you.
So when he started complaining, they told him, look, you'll be showing yourself all this while. But we don't want to hurt you, but we just want to show you sample that all these things you're doing does not work here. If we want to harm you, we'll harm you with our charm. So for me, there are charms, there is God. God does not, the charm does not challenge God. So the way people are reasoning it, that is challenging God. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, JJ. Let's get to WhatsApp. You want to respond?
I think JJ just hits it right. Charms are not there to challenge God. They're not. And let me shock one of the callers. I say, rule, I don't watch Nollywood. So I have no idea what goes on in Nollywood. After,
but you should.
After living in bondage era, stopped. There was no need.
Oh no, they're great movies now. So, I'll get you some.
I don't know what people do in Nollywood.
I'll get you some. All right. Good morning, Judah and China. So I met this guy. He is a Krishna. That's Hare Krishna, by the way. We met in the bus and had this healthy conversation that got us to be paddies. He gave me this bracelet called Lucky Charm, and he said, your body achieves what your mind believes. It is working for me, Jesse says.
If it is, then well and good. I wouldn't take a charm from a Krishna follower, a Krishna believer, because it's not my thing. But if, for example, somebody comes from Rumoro Bakri and talks about Amakwe, my great-grandfather, who I know about, who I've heard his legend, and says, take this. It came from Amakwe. It will protect you. I'll grab it with both hands. Because I know Amakwe. I know Amakwe very well. But for a Krishna man, well, it's working for a good, but I wouldn't take from a Krishna man because I don't believe in it. You only do what you believe in. Yeah. I believe in God, and I believe in the ways of my people.
Okay. Well, we'll go for a quick break shortly. Phone lines are still buzzing, and it's now becoming a full-on debate what charms should or can be used for. But like China said earlier on, well, the most important thing is the sensitivities of those around you. Obviously, we'll not encourage you to go and cut lizard necks and bring the head of a chicken, but you have a right to worship. And interestingly, it's part of our Nigerian constitution.
Yes, right to worship.
An association. We're back after the break. Stay tuned.
On your talk station.
Achero joining me by reading some messages. All right. Itari says, good afternoon. For me, no one can change the structure the way God has planned the earth when it comes to the entire earth structure and weather conditions. So if anyone tells me he or she can stop the rain from falling or stop the sun from shining, it's a topical lie. All of those things are fake. All fake. They should rest and allow God to use them. Itari from Abua. All right, Abasi Kure says, good morning, Jude. I have known of charms that work. My grandmother used to make one using beads, which a man can wear around her waist for protection against unwanted pregnancy. Really? Wow.
Oh, you kept quiet about this.
Wow. Wow. I'm not happy with you. This is something that could have saved us billions and made us billions as well. I'm not happy. The rule to observe was not to wear it and commit adultery. The young women or schoolgirls used to flock to her for it for a small fee until she died, and my mother was not interested to inherit it. I prefer to be known as Evans. This is a new development, though. I'm not happy that your mother did not want to collect this information because, if they really, and let's be honest.
And that's how a lot of this our tradition died. Because, again, westernization, influx of, Western religion, and again, a lot of our grandparents and our parents, they knew that these things work, but they didn't want to embrace it because, there are rules to this thing. So probably the fear, can we keep the rules of this thing? Like her mother refused to embrace it, and probably that is lost.
Obviously lost. Because that's a fantastic piece of a healthcare service that could have been rendered. Imagine wearing beads that you will not get pregnant. Yeah, hello. Unwanted pregnancies, we'll not be having them.
What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking about Lorenzo. Lorenzo the Light sends a message here. It says, Judah, China. Charms aren't made to challenge the supreme being. They work for specific purposes, especially for protection and direction. Many have died arguing this fact. All right. Anyway, so we have a charm here, and that is we like to give you with great information and obviously the option to continuously discuss this. And China, final more words?
Charms are real.
Charms are real. Charms are real. Have yourself a wonderful day. News coming up your way in 1 minute and 40 seconds. And after that, we have the sunny side of life.